Here at National University, the library is one of the most essential and necessary facilities, especially for engineering students. There are a lot of drawing tables, seats and chairs, books, references, and other essential reading materials such as dissertations and theses. The library also had the most essential reading material for engineering students, the National Structural Code of the Philippines. They have the most recent version and also the previous version for your reference purposes and to gain additional knowledge. You could also access the e-library where you can get the access for the school Wi-Fi for free. The e-library could also give you access to your online platforms because almost everything in National University, the registration, enrollment, viewing of schedules, and even grades can all be accessed via online platforms.
Practicing structural engineering. Ito po si Mia, ako po si Aldrin, si YOYCE, si Claire, si nagbibidyo po sa mga freshman. Hey!
What are the advantages of studying civil engineering in National University?
Well, if you notice, the board exam of NU for how many years? 3 years to 4 years consecutive are very high, above national, and one school that produces top-notchers. So that most likely the main advantage of a student when he or she chooses NU or National University Philippines, because there's an NU in, I think, so I think the best quality of education that the engineering can learn when it comes to civil engineering, of course. Another advantage, what are the pala? So another advantage, of course, the involvement of the student, in particular to the chosen disciplines and sub-disciplines like structural engineering, geotechnical engineering, water resources, experimentation sa courses like sanitary, of course, and the likes will be involved in their practices since we offer courses that is in direct relation to the practice of civil engineering. So they will immerse themselves practicing those courses and all at the same time practicing outside.
Next po, sir. What are the benefits of implementing outcome-based education in National University?
Well, the main idea of OBE as a whole is to involve the students on its best practices when it comes to the course relation. So the student should be able to achieve what should be achieved, like the mathematical skills applied to engineering sciences, like the communication level, and etc. So that is embedded within the 12 student outcomes, and as well as what will they achieve after on or before the 5 years of their practices as they go outside NU. So most likely, makikita ng mga estudyante dyan, ano yung pinagkaiba ng student-centered tsaka na teacher-centered. When teacher-centered is practice, most likely, kami lang nagbibigay ng instruction, while student-centered, kailangan si estudyante ang nag-perform ng mga tasks na ibinibigay namin so that for their own sake din naman as they proceed with their respective practices. So I think OB is best for a civil engineering student, most likely because of the skills of theory and hands-on practices.
Do we have no equipment in the laboratory? If we do, what are those?
Yes, I believe as I handle laboratory here for some subject like courses like soil mechanics, we have those like bicat apparatus, we have those yung Casagrandes cup. Also for the construction materials, we have this UTM, the major equipment for use, especially to measure yung compressive strength of a concrete cylinder. Also, we have for pavement, the Marshall testing to check and validate yung titawag nating ability o plasticity ng ating concrete pavement when having a tack coat or yung mismo elastomeric sealant. And so many. Of course, we have for fluid mechanics and hydraulics, the most famous hydraulic bench, no? Yung ginagamitan ng buoyancy, ginagamitan ng reading of manometers, and so on, that will utilize fluid properties. So, I think we are equipped.
Sir, are those professors capable enough to produce competent students?
Okay, so I believe we are competent enough because if you will check our curriculum vitae, each of us here has their different expertises. So just like me, I'm involved to the practice of structural engineering as the consultant of several companies. So to mention like Nestle Cagayan de Oro, Nestle Cabuyao, also MDC, I already performed some of their checking of the tower cranes, also to the field of load testing as well as the LESA Corporation, one that is standing out within Laguna area. I was their consultant until now. So checking the capability to resist load like the jib cranes, tower cranes, and their system of, let's say, even though pati yung load resistance ng tower cranes, so how many tons yung kaya, well, it should be deliberated. Also, we have expertise like Sir Joey, beside my cubicle, he's practicing environmental. So, also, my other colleagues are practicing construction management, the likes of Ma'am Lisa Cruz, Ma'am Badanipur, and I cannot mention all because there's so many expertises that the faculty may offer to the student.
Sir, do you, as a professor, have handled a student who became a top-notcher in the vertex?
Well, recently, if you will recall, our top 10, which is Margalo, is my former student in my foundation class before. Also, to I think some other subjects also, and not also to mention, I'm not only practicing teaching before in NU, so I was also in University of the East Manila, and I have the top two student before, and also in UE Caloocan, who was his brother was given by instruction, and I just provide some materials for review in the personality of Engineer Warren Go. So I think he's top 2 or top 3 of the same board exam that Margali is earning top 10. So also, not to mention, also not to forget, not only top notchers in the board exam, but of course to those who pass the board exam, and to those who are aspiring to pass the board exam. And those were my students, and they are our students. Most likely ninyo.
So, how was it, sir? Yung feeling?
Well, ako, my opinion for this, syempre masarap sa pakiramdam yung tipong yung line of practices mo that you teach what you practice is napakasarap, no? Kasi una-una hindi nawawala yung effort namin, nasasayang effort namin for how many weeks, no? 13.5 weeks for trimestral, and for semester that's almost 18 weeks. So at least nagbubunga, at ang nagiging mas masaya part sa amin yung mismong former student namin na pumasay sa katabaho pa namin for my field, most likely in the field of consultancy. So I have most of my clients right now are my former students. So I'm so happy that they pass the board exam and they feel what I give them as my motivation, that well, civil engineering is too very broad, and you choose only one or two paths that you will take so that you can, earn and get the fruit of your labor.
Thank you po, sir. Thank you po.
At first kasi, meron akong mga friends na nag-teaching sa akin na mag-aral dito. Then, yung bilang ka-convince nila is sabi nila maganda daw yung facilities dito, tapos mga teachers dito is magagaling mag-tulong daw price. Kaya, ayun, nakikita naman sa una mag-aral dito na namin sa mga sinabi. How is it different from other schools? Napansin ko lang dito sa ibang school kasi na yung facilities ko yung pag-uusapan, mas hindi ako talaga dito. Based on my experience ko. Tapos, yung na po yung nasabi ko na meron dito yung mga profs dito. When you encourage other students to take skill problem in what way? Yes naman. Kasi sa akin, ako talaga yung nag-fulfill sa mga classmates ko na lumipat siya dito. Kasi ito yung best school na pwede lipatan. Kung sama rin yung tuition kung admin. kahit mura yung tuition na, maganda yung quality nito. Maganda yung quality na kaya nakabisip ko yung mga friends ko. Tapos kung kita din sa mga friends ko, doon din ko i-convince yung mga other students na gusto mag-aral dito, especially